what up? It's Psychosis, a.k.a. the Battle Rap Honey Badger, a.k.a. Antonio Bend Her Ass, and you are watching the Dirtbag Dance Show.
Boy, I got my mind on cake. Boy, I got my mind on cake.
Hustle every night and day. Boy, I got my mind on cake.
Oh, shit! Dirtbag Dance Show 85! You bitch! Yo, Cody's here. He worked like in his Darwin-esque challenge to remain at the table, bro. He's surpassed.
Oh yeah, the Shade War still on. Fuck that, let's go.
The Shade War.
The War of Shade.
Hashtag Shade War.
The War of the Awnings.
Hunger Games, dog.
Your
district has
the
been
awning
chosen.
games.
The shade is coming.
Your district has been chosen. Yo, Lush 1 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Back on the Dirtbag Dance Show. First time in the new studio. Awesome.
You know, it's from the first episode to now, a lot done changed. My playing partners,
man.
you've done tycooned your way into a real fresh situation. I like what I'm seeing.
Yo, you did the garage show with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. There was a litter box like at least like 8 feet from us max. You know,
Pouring
what I mean?
up the lean, fresh off a breakup.
Yeah.
feeling pretty upset about things.
Was it like the first one? I saw one with Tantrum, and it's like in a fucking front room of some sort.
No, the one with Tantrum we filmed at Kyle Ogden's house. And it was just me and Tantrum talking about battles.
We weren't sure if the show was gonna make it at that point.
That wasn't even a
dark
show.
day.
I think that was more like a shot in the dark.
I remember you referred to Absurd as the president of Grind Time Chernobyl, and that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Someone's got to keep it lit for the Nagasaki chapter.
It was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout Nate. That was Napalm.
Howard the Duck himself.
Yo, shouts out to Absurd. He always hits me up. He says he wants to come do a bots battle. We will allow it.
We will allow it.
Absurd
versus Robo.
Anybody who's ever
to get that work from Robo.
Absurd versus Robo.
I get word smacked by Robo.
You get word smacked.
You get word smacked, bro.
Oh, you get smacked with words.
Rubber Lee, I smack posers.
Yo, these kids catch such feelings about everything I say, so we're gonna keep all the talk about.
You can come see me on the 2400.
You can see me.
I ain't tripping. You
Lush is out here.
If you were standing right there, we'd say all the same shit. So
no, we really would. That's the other thing.
It'd be a lot meaner to be.
No, honestly,
it would be directed directly at you rather than just about.
We'd probably
you.
go harder just because your facial reactions would be better than just not seeing them.
Yeah, keeping it 100, it would be worse for you if it was in person.
Like when she make eye contact the moment when you bust, you feel me? Like, you feel me? It's all over her face and she maintain that eye contact.
I'm so glad Lush is back. This is going to be the best episode ever. Plus, also, Psychosis is in the building, so we're going to fucking shove Cody out of here after he talks about beer
Thank
in a little bit. He won and lost the Darwin battle that fast, bro.
He didn't even have to do. You know what it was? Is that he wore a corduroy hat. It looks like I think I had one of those when I was 6.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like
conduct trains with this.
I feel like Cody's
Paddington Bear. Is that what you feel like?
Well, he's definitely Paddington Bear, and I feel like his eventual like Pokemon evolution is going to be into like Topper. He just one day, he's just like,
that's my pops.
There.
That's my
Topper's just going to burst out of Cody's skin
like a cocoon,
yeah.
Caterpillar,
like
a punk rock cocoon,
like a really big cocoon,
somewhere in Central Valley, in the
really
Central
big
Coast.
cocoon.
85 episodes. We got to do the numbers,
Punk rock
motherfuckers.
cocoon. Next mixtape.
The Dirtbag Dan Show on Facebook, at Dirtbag Dan Show on Twitter, at DBD Show on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram because we like to have followers.
You gotta know to use the stuff, these kids and their technologies.
If you haven't subscribed already, then you're just
You probably won't.
You're fucking back on the show. You just lost a subscriber. Bring Caustic back.
Done with this. Man, I can't believe Caustic ain't on this episode.
Not an
First
episode
comment.
without Caustic.
He can't be on the same show as me.
Abel ain't here?
Beef.
Oh, yeah, it's Shade
beef.
Wars.
Abel ain't
Shade Wars,
Shade Wars, bro.
Dirtbag Dan don't give a fuck about black people. Ain't no.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
Shade Wars. I'm like looking around. I'm like, where's Abel? Oh, God, Abel's not here. Shade Wars. The Shade Wars have got me. Next thing you know, I'm gone.
Dirtbag Dan.
Sky's the only one that gets to stay because he works the audio, so they need him.
You can't get rid of me.
Next bots is going to be Shade Wars. This is going to be a table versus
BOTZ.
Shade Wars.
BOT. That's a really good name for Shade Wars.
High key.
Trademarked.
Featuring the Caddy Rumble.
Yeah,
the Caddy Royale.
Caddy Royale. That's the
BOTZ 6, aka Shade Wars.
Shade Wars. You can copy respect.
You can.
You can in fact copy respect.
Photocopied respect.
Contrary to the popular belief.
I think we just named the event, ladies and gentlemen. And last week we named the Cadillac Ron Memorial Battle Royale, the Caddy Royale, a.k.a. the Resurrection Rumble, because we got XI, Frank Stacks, and FLO.
I mean, somebody got to slap somebody in the battle.
Yo!
Way smaller than them.
Yo, that reminds me of something great that we're going to talk about later on the show. But for now, while Cody hasn't been usurped in some Game of Thrones-esque manner.
Well, I'm still part of the Shade Wars. So
Yeah,
I'd like to review this 40.
Well, just review the 40 then already. What do you got? Oh my God, my phone's ringing. That's so unprofessional.
Well, hold on to your Ray-Bans and Doc Martens. It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
All right, hipster delight,
Hipster
as we
water.
call it.
I'm gonna make
Hipster water.
Yikes.
I'm making instead of a brass monkey, I'm making a Pabst monkey today.
Nice.
Did you just think that up?
Yeah, I did on the way here.
All right.
Fucking
He didn't.
instead
That's
of,
not.
instead of
I didn't,
actual orange juice with pulp in it, you get Sunny D because there's
Dude, Sunny
more,
D's like Tang.
Yeah, but there's more sugar in it. Hits the blood faster. You'll get drunk faster.
Is that what someone told you? Is this like
That's what someone told me.
that is
But
that
I
old
believe
like high school shit when they tell you it's like when you like cough when you smoke weed because you get higher.
It opens the capillaries.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like way true. No, if you cough, you
facts.
get like asphyxiated. It makes your brain.
That as well.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
That's the
depriving your brain from
It's the
oxygen.
same reason you're supposed to
You
choke
get
yourself
higher.
when you jerk off.
Yeah.
Duh.
Same shit.
Duh.
I haven't even mixed this yet.
Duh.
Anyway,
I don't know what this is, but
yeah,
it's erotic.
I don't know what this is.
Erotic city, you.
I just came through to mix this up and drink and hang out for a while, so I bought this one and I made up a name for it on the way
shit.
here. And look at that! I didn't even realize there's a squeeze bottle.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that's disgusting.
That's fucking awesome. I fucks with it.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna add more in a while, and we're gonna see. I've never done this before, actually.
So this is new, Sunny
This
D
is-
and
this
Pabst
is-
Blue
this
Ribbon.
Sunny D and
What are
Pabst-
you calling this? You said the name of it
I
already.
just called it a Pabst monkey.
A
gonna
Pabst
check-
monkey.
we're gonna
Okay,
check
hey,
it out right
not
now.
really that creative.
No, it's
I'm
not
just
at
gonna
all.
go ahead and
No.
say.
Well, I'm just.
No, it's kind of. It was
Honestly,
kind
I'm
of
gonna keep it a
obvious.
stack. I like it. I don't think I ever had me a PBR FOO.
No, me
You feel
neither.
me? Like,
Oh yeah, they have them. They're there.
I be out the can with the Paps.
Yeah,
with
tall
the
cans.
tall can.
The tall cans
even
are
the
usually
little
where you
guys,
go.
even the
Yeah.
little guys.
I feel like Pabst Blue Ribbon is what you drink because it's the only tall can they sell at the bar.
You want to fuck
know
a
what I mean?
bitch with tattoos in Oregon with
Yeah,
her
there you
septum
go.
pierced.
Ha!
Just drink some
My life in a
PBR.
nutshell. Yo.
Oh,
Anyway,
Make sure you sanitize your seats afterwards.
With your fucking septum pierced. You're making a fucking mess, dude.
it's
That's
such an eyesore on this table.
Nah.
So,
have you
Reviewed
reviewed the,
chill. And then,
Cody, have you reviewed the E40 on this show?
yeah,
yet?
that was the
That
first
was the
one
first
I did.
40
That shit's
that-
fire
it's
too.
amazing.
That's just bomb,
It
right?
tastes like there's flowers and wonderful shit in it.
It was like it was a 37 out of
No,
40.
I give that one a 38 out
Oh,
of
it's
40.
38, okay.
Only because there's two ahead of it, and I couldn't give them ties. But that shit was fire.
No doubt.
That being said,
Oh, so
Pabst
this
Blue
isn't
Ribbon-
even a ranking. This is a ranking. It's not an actual point scale. There can't be ties.
No ties. But there's to
All
be
right.
honest with you, Skylar, this scale means nothing.
I was going to say there's not too much
I
thought put into it, clearly.
I'm
All
not
right,
going to get
all right.
technical on a 40
All right.
review scale. You know,
Okay,
I'm just
fair
going to throw it
enough.
out
I
there.
can
And
see that.
whoever catches it, catches it.
You know what? I don't appreciate your lack of dedication. I'm just going to go ahead and put that
You know
out.
what that's doing?
Game of Thrones.
I feel like
pointing against,
Shade
counting
Wars.
against.
I feel
Return
like
of
the
the Shade
sun,
Wars.
the sun is
You
kind
know
of left the main part of the sky now, and you're getting a long cast shadow going a little bit here, bro.
Shadow
I'm going to
cast,
taste this and
Yeah,
rank it
it's a
right
shadow
now.
cast
I'm
right
trying
now.
new things, okay?
Hey, what about the actual 40? Can you give us the?
Pabst. I would say I'd give that a 39. I could drink Pabst all day.
You're gonna give that a head of E40.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that the E40 is the only one he didn't put orange juice in.
Well, yeah,
I feel like that says volumes.
I'm just gonna say that because Pabst I could drink. This like doesn't even register as anything to my tongue anymore. It's just pretty much like.
Okay, we have to make a distinction.
It's hipster water.
This ain't because that's not a malt liquor. Like a lot
No,
of our
it's not.
favorites.
But it's just 40-ounce reviews. It's not specified on malt.
No. Yeah. This is good. It's good you're not reviewing a malt liquor.
Yeah.
I want to know how a regular beer 40 ranks with the Codester versus a malt
Codester?
liquor.
The
40.
Codester.
The Codester.
Which is definitely
Is that when you guys go out and surf?
Like a
or
seven
what?
3 ninjas.
Yo. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Totally.
I sound like
Hey, me and the Codester are gonna go hit those early breaks.
Yeah, bro.
About to get tubular.
Yeah, me and Cody.
Locals
me and
only,
Cody-
brah.
Me and Cody grind fresh nugs all the time, bro.
the kind.
Quit harshing his narn.
Me and Cody smoke the kind buds. The kind
Me and
buds.
the Codester only smoke the kinds and grind fresh nugs. So
Brah.
if y'all wanna,
Brah.
if y'all wanna like clash about it,
Locals
All right.
only, brah.
throw down.
Meet me at sunrise.
just
the
throw
pier.
down.
Meet me at the pier at sunrise.
I guess at the end of the day, I would rank E40s over Pabst.
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
GP.
But what was the
Yeah.
one that was like? I mean, we had some bad ones.
Oh,
in
he
there.
was my favorite, but the worst one I think I had was like
So far, yeah.
was the
King Cobra.
the Cobra. Well, I could
Hurricane?
drink Cobra. The Hurricane
Oh.
was the. I never had a Hurricane, then I drank it here, and that straight tasted like piss.
What about the Colt 45?
I know, dude. I
did
can't
a
find
Colt.
40s.
Oh, you didn't.
anymore.
You couldn't find.
I'm
a Colt.
gonna review it. I love Colt 45. That shit's fire. And I've never had there's one called a Magnum.
Magnum,
If anyone could assist me on a store where I could
Yeah.
buy that, I've seen them around, but I don't know where and put it in like the comments or something.
I wonder if they
I'll
still make
review it.
Gotta
They
graduate
still
from
make
these snugger
camo?
fits to the magnums, my boy.
He's mining the comments for the Shade Wars anyways. So he's trying to find out
Hey,
who
bring
thinks.
bring me back.
Yeah.
I need to come back. Put me in the comments, please. Please.
Hashtag save Cody. Hashtag save the Codester.
The Codester is in
Save
danger.
The Codester.
If you guys want
It's
me to
important.
continue to grind fresh nugs with my boy,
We only smoke the kindest.
Man, take your grommet ass back to the valley, you kook.
the Grom kids. Yo,
Give it a fucking number, Cody. Oh, how is it with the Sunny D?
it's really good actually. This is fucking fire.
And the
as fuck.
sugar makes you get drunk faster.
Yeah, I'm already drunk.
He's like a young.
shit.
He's like a young high school bitch.
He's like a.
Fizz
fucking-
Oh
pill in
my
that
god,
shit,
I'm so
really.
drunk.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Put a Fizz pill
I'm
in
gonna
that,
go
see
ahead.
what
And,
it do.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm you know what? Because I could do shit like this. I'm giving the E40 a 39, and this goes with the 38.
Really?
Womp womp.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk this down too much because I love me some Pabst.
Damn. I think you just love beer too much. You
I
know
do.
what
I
mean?
love OE the most.
You're gonna
I
have
can
to
say
start
that
giving
off
if
top.
they're in this range. You're gonna have to start going points like 38.5, 30.
Yeah, because we're staying right in
We
two
could
ranges.
0.5
I think we were
I
like
don't even know.
You're
15.
either at 15,
yeah, 15
or
or
40.
40 pretty
yeah,
much.
it's you're either
Oh,
15
you can always
or 40.
0.5 it, baby.
You always
Ain't
phone
nada.
five it.
All right. While fucking Cody is usurped and loses his throne on the game of
Be
dance.
gone with you.
Shade Wars lost.
On the
Shade
game
Wars.
of
Shade
dance.
Wars.
Where?
All right.
Yo,
We get it.
why don't you go ahead and watch this CP short where we relive one of the most uncomfortable moments in BOTZ history. It's great.
Hustle every night and day, boy, I got my mind on cake.
G4, what's good? We in the Zay, baby! What's good? I'm feeling like a top tier UFC heavyweight up against the jungle's dead weight. Big Cannon asked for me to get homie a battle. I said, fuck it. I'll smash this faggot werewolf 3 rounds and done. And I Silva, son. I'll chuck little man on the ground, pound this hardcore art form of art bars, submitting bitch on some mad evil shit. I'm a shogun. Are you a little overhyped? I run a tight ship in my force, Griffin killing, ripping G4 apart like C4. Me and my team never slacking on some 24/7 action, cause we don't quit on jack, son. Said, I'll murder dude. Leave him John Doe. Put pinks in his drink until he sleeps, and then they'll call him John Jones. Feel like I'm nailing Palin. Testicles stretched, I'm parasailing. Your chick is on my dick like tailspin. Fuck time.
Time. All right. G4, it's on you. Let's go. All right, round 2 on Chuck Clark. Let's get it.
And you just got in the first round. Yo, my guns blaze, I rep AZ on that Wild West shit. My 6-shitter's proven to remove him. Your 2 techs won't wreck shit. I was born of the gun. Quick draw for fun. Doc Holliday and Billy the Kid, it's in my motherfucking blood. I have the soul of Cochise and Apache, attaching to me, mastering classic tactics of attacking. Fuck, man. Fucking time, bro.
Time. All right. One more shot at this. Let's go.
I need some aqua. Hold on, I need some aqua.
Him and Foul, bro. They come from the desert and they need to drink hell of water.
Lots of aqua. I got that teen hunger. Force this meat wad to shake when I fry steaks and cake bread. When I cake bread, I'm clean like... Fucking A, man. Hi. Hi.
One more round for fucking G4.
All right. Hold position.
It's a close one.
Voice box, we out here. Hey, my bad, y'all. My bad. No excuses.
Boy, I got my mind on cake. Boy, I got my mind on cake.
Hustle every night and day, boy, I got my mind on cake.
Cheer! Dirtbag Dan Show, you bitch. We're back. Psychosis in this motherfucker.
What is going on, baby?
First time on the Dirtbag Dan Show.
Yeah, first time.
Okay, cool.
Like your first time fucking
in you a while back too.
Like your first time fucking in international.
You didn't have an. There was too much shade. You had to work your way up.
Cash.
Yo, that's a Lush.
International.
Lush calls chick, obviously foreign women international.
When they too fobbish.
International,
When
yeah,
they're
too
too-
A
fobbish.
little too fobbish for a young.
He's like, nah,
She's like, I don't know.
I don't fuck with those
What did he say? That you got to trim their what?
They got to trim that thing. You feel me?
No, is it-
That whoop-de-whoop.
that weebly whoop or something you said or some shit like that. I was like, what?
He had another name for it.
Yeah, a name I had not heard.
First time on the show. We've talked about your battles before on the show. Your last battle was fucking crazy, and I think
Thank you.
Was that like kind of? It was easily one of the battles of the weekend. It was a crazy weekend to have like the battle of the night on. You know what I mean? There were so many good performances.
There was like, obviously Diz and Iron.
Disaster and
people,
Iron,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? There was some heavy ones to compete with.
Were you on the night? It was Carter and
Cheddar. same
man.
night.
So that whole fucking like both nights were great of that event, but that night specifically had like the 3 like highlights of the weekend for me, which was Carter and Cheddar Cheese. Obviously, Disaster and Iron Solomon. But I
Diz
think
and Iron was first day.
Diz and Iron was first day. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, were they all on the same fucking day?
Nah.
No.
Well, it was weird because I felt like the energy wasn't really in the room until Diz and Iron on the second day, and then or on the first day, and then on the second day, people started off with Cheddar and Carter Dean,
Yeah,
so
and
they
that-
were in
that
such
battle
a
was crazy.
good mood. yeah, it's a hard act to follow too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because Carter's very entertaining. He's got like that hometown hero kind of vibe to him. When he battles. So I mean, he's a very
He's the kind of like not underdog.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to root against him.
Exactly.
No,
Carter is amazing.
can't be
at
like,
what he
"Fuck
does too.
that guy."
And then
Yeah, I would hate to battle Cheddar. I would root against myself.
Oh, Cheddar too. Cheddar's the same way.
yeah,
That's why that
exactly.
battle was
Yeah.
so great because it was 2 guys.
Jonai on the other hand, you feel me?
Yeah, you're just like,
It's
fuck
like
that.
you have the whole coast ready to fucking ride on player for no reason.
No,
It's just
none.
like, for none whatsoever. It's
It
like,
took me a second because you said his name right. I was like, wait, who's that?
hey, your name hell out of pocket, fool. It's on site. Like,
Yeah, we always say Jongi or Glongen.
Gargamel.
Your name is Glonge.
or Galifianakis.
Yo, no, that's my name.
Bruh came with it though, and really got to give Psychosis his props for consistently raising to new levels every single time he battles. It's
Yeah.
been like a real steady incline that we haven't seen.
Thank you.
for-
Well, I'll say this in general, and I've said this before. Coming up when you came up was so much harder than it was for like we like set the foundation for shit. So cats are like, will be like, how do you get on? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I was just there when
it happened.
when on was made. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't get on if you're like
We already had done battled each other a million times.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
just
it's
show
like,
up and be
if
like,
you're
what's up,
still
what's up?
alive and you can still hang out with not being clowned at that point, then you was good enough to be cemented. You feel
Yeah,
me?
it's a little bit. The standards actually, it's a lot higher now
Fuck
for
yeah.
these up and comers by a astounding level.
not only is the standard higher, but it's also like
I mean, y'all are the little babies that grew up with iPads. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, y'all spoon-fed Gerber babies. You feel me? We was like in the wild and shit, like shitting in our loin cloths. You feel me? Like,
the people who had
Where were you?
success.
Where'd you live? This sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Versace loincloth.
Versace loincloth. Hashtag Versace loincloth.
I'll gang them.
Put that out there. I think just not only is it the level of competition higher, the expectations of the fans higher, but so many people want to be on and want to go from a GZ card to a blackout card. You know what I mean?
But a lot of people aren't willing to like just make the sacrifice and just like I did probably over 11, 12 battles for GZ before I got put onto the main stage. Maybe even more than that. I lost count.
I was
But
co-signing
it's-
for Bruh Tough before he could even get a main stage match, and it
Yeah.
wasn't until him versus Incredible that he started. Really
Let me see that
getting,
green
you know,
lighter.
like,
Me
I
first
think-
end pose. Incredible.
first
Incredible
end
was
pose.
the other performance versus reverse.
Yeah, when he was battling,
Yeah.
you versus Empose, and you know Empose kind of shit the bed that battle, and it just made, and you were already shining, and you shined extra hard. You feel me?
Yeah,
but like
'cause-
you said, increased every single time. You know
Every
what I mean?
single time.
Yeah, I try to top my last battle like every single time. But the thing is, I know there's going to be a point where it's like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like trying to figure out what the next
Exactly.
thing is.
You know, but at the same time, it's just if you write enough and you work hard, you know what I mean. You could come up with
You got a
very creative
you got a
ways
long way
to,
for that
yeah, of
to
course,
be for
of
that.
course.
I mean,
He's got a very, like, I would say, mathematical approach to rap, and not in the not
You
in the
said he's
sense
from Anticon, bro.
No, not in the sense that like not how you rap. I mean like how you approach rap. That like if you practice it a bunch, that you'll be really good at it. You know
Well,
what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like you
there's- yeah.
practice battle.
I think that's pretty much how
a
everything.
lot of
is.
people fucking don't.
Well, here's the thing
like
is-
I would say that 80% of the people that battle don't practice battling outside of preparing for their own battles.
Yeah.
Like you're not battling right now, but you're still actively like practicing. And
Of
shit.
course, always. I'm always doing something, whether it be like collabs or just doing shows in between battles and stuff. Like I'm always doing something. You know what I mean? I'm always writing verses down. I'm constantly writing. It just doesn't stop. The thing is I was
He's cut from our
doing a
mold.
lot of freestyle battles and stuff like that when in the house parties and
Yeah.
all that, because I was
Yeah.
like 15, 16 watching Grind Time, 17, watching Grind Time, and that was definitely my inspiration to do it. You know what I mean? And so I was pretty much the only one doing it the way I was doing it out where I'm from. And so when I entered the battle scene, I had already been through a X amount of scenarios in battle rap.
That's
at
kind of
that
like
point.
the rule of thumb for battle rap, I think, is like you have to conquer your own like neck of the
Environment,
woods
bro, yeah.
before you can be the guy who like gets to come out and represent them
Yeah.
on like a
It's
battle
yeah,
stage.
it's like you big fish in a small pond, then you move into a bigger setting, and then
like
just
I
go
would,
from
I
there.
would watch you guys. Like I even like when I saw Reverse Live for the first time, I was probably like 18, 17, and I was like, holy shit! Like I've got to step my game up. You know what I mean? It's just
I mean, I like to think of everything like if you're not trying to get better, you're getting worse.
exactly.
You know, so it's like you
It's
really
just
just gotta
hard.
stay on it. It is and it isn't.
with battling, like with
I
what
mean-
like what you do.
Yeah, with anything though, I'm
You
saying
train-
like, you
you-
can't be a mountain climber if you don't go out there and
Climb
train.
mountains all the time,
You know, you
and
can't
you don't just do it
climb
for
the boulder and
competition
get
and
back
shit.
exactly. You don't just
wanna be
show
on the
up
cutting
and
edge of it too. You don't want
Yeah.
to be the especially like repping that fresh coast. But like having that card attached to you, you feel me? Like you're supposed to be innovator on GP.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
and I like the way that Psycho came in the game with his own style, which at first it was like, okay, I don't really know how he's gonna flip this. He's using so many syllables, and he's like got all the he's got like hell of alliterations and shit that fools ain't even really flipping that much. How's he gonna evolve that style into the battle format? Because it's obviously kick and rap, and then once he did that and like got more and more into it, I was like, damn, he could be a very big problem. Now it's just a matter of like who we have to see like how high the level of competition that's able to stand against that style is.
It's one of those things too where like you got to have the right mindset, you know, like you obviously like you do, where you're taking the time to stay relevant and get better. Where like you're saying, where a lot of these rappers they just sit around and wait for an event,
the battle,
to
and
get
then you write
a battle,
for the battle,
and then write for the battle, and they're not actually like trying to, you know, reinvent
They're not
themselves
pushing
at all.
themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
There's no progression in their own style. They're just waiting for someone to appreciate what they already do. Everybody thinks that they're already a brand.
Who was it? Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said consistency is the hobgoblin of feeble minds.
Tight.
You feel me? Like,
That's a gem right
soak
there.
that the fuck up, Playboy.
But yeah, like Lush said, you came in with your own style. You
Which
know what
is
I mean?
good.
Like, and did you? And another thing that I think that is like kind of happens, and I've seen happen with other MCs that are successful now, like where people didn't accept what you did at first, and then they're like, "Oh shit, like that's extra dope."
Of
You know what I
course,
mean?
of
Like,
course. It still happens.
do you think like what was it like for you, like trying to get over that hurdle of like these motherfuckers don't like what I'm doing? A lot of people like run into that brick wall and go, I'm gonna fucking do what everybody else is doing in order to be liked.
Yeah,
like that's the wrong way. Obviously, the way you did it and the way that you established yourself is by fucking staying at it.
You
like,
didn't grip the index at all.
The thing is I
there was no machete spray.
No, the thing is I figured if I wasn't getting put on the main stage, then it was my own fault. You know, I figured if people didn't like what I did, then it was my own fault. So I said, all right, let me read these negative ass comments and see what the fuck I gotta fix. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I actually did read them, and I took some into consideration, and most not really.
Well, you can't,
know what I mean?
because a lot of it is
You know what helps
because
bro out
at
though?
the
He
end of
got
the day-
hoes. He been at bitches. You feel me? And the bitches are
I
on.
honestly,
All
that's
right,
for
I mean-
a while. I was like, that's
Real
got to
talk.
be the only reason I'm getting booked for sure. Is because I brought girls to the fucking events.
The
bro.
first event,
It
I
definitely
remember
helped,
when it
for
was
sure.
It doesn't
PY.
hurt it, yeah.
When Malathion set him up in a PY.
It's a
you feel me?
battle,
Time
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Time GO.
I
You
brought-
feel me? And this
Time
fool was
God.
all talking about. It was like on my right hand side we got Psycoses, and I heard some fucking ratchets, and they was all woo. I was like, what? Who is bro? You feel
White
me?
chocolate
Like,
LL Cool J, bro.
Yo, Incredible
Flash.
has the same formula. I don't know if you noticed. Incredible always shows up with dimes, and they're
It
up
works.
on camera and making noise.
That's the
yeah. He shows up in a convertible with dimes, bro. He does the whole shit. Like
Yo, you
the
lying.
Incredible show starts when he rolls up to the venue and shit. But that whole shit like that, like having your own style and sticking with it is the thing that makes people like identify with you as a character versus you
Well,
just being another fucking battle rapper.
Because I've said this in previous like interviews and shit like that, but I felt like if you have an artificial style, you're gonna get an artificial fan base, and if you want a fan base that's true to you and wants to see you for like, then you need to be translucent. You need to be see through. You need to let them know who you are, like as a human being. You know, and at the same time, stay in your character for you know what you do for your brand. But you also want to be as much as yourself as you possibly can.
Exactly. You have to be an amplified version of yourself.
Because I want fans I want my fans to be a lot like me. I want like-minded individuals to be, you know what I mean?
You don't want to have to kick it with fucking scrubs after the show.
Yeah, right.
Because they're like, oh, I like your bars.
but at the same time, it's important is a balance between that and sustaining that aura of mystique about yourself.
course.
And I'm not talking about mystique.
It is a
You're not talking about one blue bitch.
You feel me? No X-Men.
So hey, do you think that like being that you came up watching grind time battles and shit from your teens, and like you're kind of at that mix of like you're not these like brand new kids that are trying to come up now that like have just are regurgitating everything.
It's crazy because he's almost like a vet, even though he's only been doing it for so long.
Well, he's the same racial mix as you
well,
too.
hold
You got
on,
the
hold on, hold on.
3 years, you're a
thing,
vet.
right?
Italian.
Let me get to my question though.
ahead.
Do you think that like that mix of watching all these styles develop, but get to a certain point where they gassed and everybody's doing the same thing, kind of is pushed you to do your own thing more?
Absolutely. And the thing is like when I started like really, getting into battles and shit like that on the schoolyard and all that in middle school, like it was important that you knew how to freestyle. It was important that you knew how to, punch properly. It was important like how to control a crowd. All
That was right around the time
Now-
that 8 Mile dropped, you guys.
No. And
Really
that's our shit.
It was important.
And what tripped me out is I was so young at the time. I thought Thesaurus and Ilmac were actually freestyle. You
Oh,
know what I
every-
mean? Like,
dude, you see
know
the
what?
old
They did
comments,
at some
it's
points,
hella
but I'm
people
just
say
saying,
that.
I thought the entire thing 100% was freestyle. So it pushed me to be able to. I'm like, I got to learn this. If I want to do this, I got to learn it. So I started getting better and better, and you know what I mean? Like at that. So I feel like it's important to stay true to like the roots. That people give me shit for the multis all the time. All the fucking time. They put it off as filler a lot, and whatever. I understand why.
I think what's
but-
good about what you do is you make it not filler. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
There's a
it's,
point
it
to
works.
it.
But,
you got to watch it a couple times.
Build up. It's kind of like the way
But
past.
I have a lot of
past builds
fans.
up to
I have a lot of fans that
haymakers.
were with me when I started rapping, and when I started rapping, it was a lot more multi-syllable.
Yeah.
Now I still do that because it's important to stay true to like who your real core fans were at first. You know what I mean? Of
course. And
that's why I still do like the freestyles and rebuttals and things like that on the spot. I do it when I go to hip hop shows. People call me out all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And all the fucking time because they want to take a shot. You know, I'm like, whatever, let's do it. You know, and I don't win a lot of freestyle battles, but I do it because I'm an MC at the end of the day, and that's
Totally.
what it's all about. That's when it's rap battles. It's not bar battles.
Dude, that beats
You know what I mean?
Psycoses,
So
bro.
so then
That's real shit, though.
With that
That's
being
real
said, with that being said, you come from that era of still needing like understanding that you need to be able to freestyle. You got to be able to have
You gotta be able-
on
you
the
gotta
point
have all
bars,
elements.
all elements. But you're also from that new generation that did grow up being able to watch because we like we started watching battles when we were already in our 20s. You know, like when we really got into like watching. Going
We were
online
doing
and
them.
seeing, well, yeah, I mean, exactly. Like we were just going to
Like,
freestyle Tourette's and all that other shit.
But
all the
even
time.
that shit like was
I
no one
wasn't doing
filmed it
them,
and
but
put it on
I was
the
watching.
Yeah, you would show
I was
up.
there.
You would
I
be
was there with
us.
you guys all the time.
Yeah.
But do you think that is like? Because it seems like now I'm seeing more and more people getting a shot. Like it seemed like for a while it was just the same cards, the same people put against each other.
Well, it was like you
everybody.
got to see like the budget for the entire genre of underground indie hip hop as it exists is primarily dedicated towards battle rap at this point.
Yeah,
you don't
totally.
really see there's not like other than like the previously existing outlets like Rhyme Sayers and blah blah blah. You don't see too much shit popping for young up and coming spinners.
you
So
almost
the
gotta
dream
be.
nowadays for these young MCs is to be on Grind Time or actually now King of the Dots or in URL. Really,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that's the dream.
And like
so
there's
you got to be different though, is what I was getting
Yeah.
at. Like you got to have both in order to compete, at
100.
this level. And there's not there, like just now we're getting people, not just now, but more now we're getting people like Psychosis, people like Madflex, people like Sam Cole, other people that are just like
even AM and Bird Peanut again. My
who's
bad.
been around
Peanut's
forever.
been around forever.
Yeah,
too.
I know, that's the
exactly.
point.
So, yeah,
And you got to give it up to him for continuing
And he's
his evolution
crazy,
throughout
yeah.
several eras
Peanut's
and
incredible.
generations and staying competitive. But yeah, Lush
Yeah,
and Lush,
party
you know?
nut, dude.
Hashtag party nut.
for sure.
It happened, baby.
Yeah, but
It's cool. It's good because it seems like everybody's having to, put it to the next level in their own way, and it's being welcomed now. Where for a while it seems like the only people that were getting any shine were like the same people. And
I think what Lush was saying that is kind of like that people don't realize that's like under the surface and not talked about a lot is the reason that is because it all has to do with outside entities paying for battles, basically. Because what happened is two different things, very important things. Outside entities started paying
Large
battlers
amounts of
who
money.
were in the top 25 most viewed large sums of money that the leagues couldn't afford to pay if they were going to throw whole events and not just single battles. Because a small
It
league-
wasn't a business model based on sustaining
No,
long-term.
not at all. It wasn't a business
it-
model based on
longevity
anything
whatsoever.
It was a business model based on either launching individual battles careers or individual battle leagues careers, which very few, like when it came to the leagues, it had some success. When it
can't-
came to launching battlers, zero success. No one has ever paid to battle a big name, won their battle, and then was like, now I'm on. We talked about this before, and Caustic actually said someone who did, and I can't remember fucking who, but for the most part, like that, and for how often it happens and happened.
I can think of a few examples, but I don't want to be mean.
A few, but
I don't want to be mean.
what I mean is basically what happened is the price got inflated on the top end, and now what happens is, and I'm sure you get a shitload of offers to go do battles in small leagues and other places because they're not going to call someone in the top 25 most viewed. They know they can't get Arsenal, but I might be able to get Jonah. I might be able to get Psychosis. I
Yeah.
might be able to get E. Farrell. I might, you know what I mean? Like dudes who have made a name for themselves.
The thing is,
but more
got that
recently.
Troy
When
Brown
you're-
for the
when
low.
You're, when you're like, when
Got
you're,
that Troy Brown for the low. Get the fuck out!
I'm just saying.
I can't believe you just said that.
Nah, what you mean?
Oh, it's so dope.
It's facts.
Shouts out to Troy Brown's been killing it. in
no,
Don't
he
Flop.
nice as hell. He nice as hell. That's not a diss.
I got that Troy Brown
Fools-
for the low.
It just
Go
sound
on, I'm
funny.
sorry.
No,
It
it's
just
all
sound
good.
funny.
Fuck, I'm so high, I almost
No,
forgot what
I
was
know,
saying.
but it's just
No,
'cause it
but the
was
thing is,
fucking
when you are contracted out to like lower leagues and stuff like that, it's like you got to really be careful.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean? Because it could hurt your brand.
It
you know what I
fucks
mean?
your
Like,
value
you-
up.
Yeah,
Bro,
absolutely.
I
you have
took
to really
money.
weigh out the options.
There was 2 years where I took money
he
from
was just a
small leagues,
prostitute.
and I was fucking up my value the whole time. But it was like I didn't care because I was getting paid so much to do it and flown all around the fucking country. It's like, come on, you're
Dog,
kidding me,
I've
bro.
hosted everywhere besides the gathering of the Juggalos. Which I'm super down for, by the way.
He's like that wasn't a diss. That
Yeah.
please invite me, folks.
Yeah, like
Holler.
Oh, Lush would love the gathering. Lush would get lost at the gathering.
I'll
bro.
transmit several STDs, like, which happens upon entry, regardless. Like,
Holy shit.
Oh, my heart hurts.
Wicked
you know
Clown
you'd rock the
Love,
gathering.
Wicked
Wicked
Clown
Clown.
Love.
Yo, I got.
whoa.
I fuck with the Juggalos heavy, and I was talking to we have one like Juggalo battler, and I was telling him,
Yeah,
I was
menstrual
like,
cycle.
bro,
Menstrual
if you
cycle.
not menstrual cycle, but is he a Juggalo
hell
battler?
yeah, he's a
Fuck
Juggalo.
yeah, menstrual cycle. You gotta let your fucking freak flag fly, because if you really like. Were the guy who represented the Juggalos, and you really did it with some like skill, because Juggalos, because of Tech Nine, because of
Yeah, they need a battler.
well, no, they have a concept of rapping good now.
That full
you know what I
E-Sham
mean?
and
Like
shit, bro,
fools,
it's
like
pretty crazy.
fools have like the only
Esham,
people who
whatever,
get
bro,
away
from
with
Detroit.
the only people who get away with rapping shitty to Juggalos are fucking ICP. You know what I mean? Like
All the-
people who have been doing it forever and have beautiful
That whole generation.
They have amazing stage shows. They shoot cannons and titties and fucking magic and Fago and everything. Like it's crazy, right? So that, but
The
it's-
shows are off the hook. I've seen them.
they're insane.
They're
And that's what
fucking
people are always
crazy.
like, you know who else sucked? Kiss sucked. Kiss was fucking terrible. But they had the illest fucking stage show ever. And no one thinks, dude, Kiss is ICP. They're the same fucking band.
I'm not
bro.
gonna sit here.
Yo,
and-
They're the same fucking band.
I'm
bro.
not gonna sit here and have this conversation.
Hey, the Great
What about-
Malenko was a tight album, dog.
What about-
Like,
okay.
I swear to God, the Great Malenko was a tight album.
He's not even joking. We're coming out here. Whoop, fucking whoop. We're coming out of the closet
no,
here.
no, we're not.
Skylar was like, no, I'm not. Yo, I will say this.
It didn't have the same stigma back then at that time.
It definitely.
Unprofessional. Guar.
You can't talk about Juggalos and say unprofessional in the same sentence.
They have a professional
Sorry.
stage show. Guar is also a very shitty band that has an awesome stage
No,
show.
Guar is
hold
actually
on,
a
hold
tight
on.
band.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, Guar is a
Hold
tight
on.
band.
No one's listening
with
to
a
Guar.
Hold
no
on.
one's driving around in the car just listening to Guar like, oh man, this is so good right now.
What was their movie
I
that was
love the
super
beat.
racist? That shit was tight.
Fuck.
The Guar movie that was hella racist.
I know nothing about Guar except that. Well, I mean, I've seen.
Hey,
some of their
can
shit,
someone
but-
let my homeboy in?
What I was saying was,
Can someone let my homeboy in from outside?
yeah, hey, do we got, are you in there?
No.
Oh, can you grab someone from the door? You got the
Yeah.
keys and shit? Oh, hashtag very unprofessional.
Span side,
What I was trying
homie.
to say, to round this whole point off.
Yeah, please get to the end of this.
Juggalos have a taste for good rap because of rappers like Tech Nine and Ritz and Recognize and all sorts of people who fucking have bars.
Cap Callis.
What Cap?
He's on tour with them fools.
Hell yeah, Cap, get that shit. But I'll tell you what, it ain't easy to fuck with that audience. Like because they know they're such a big audience and they fucking like buy merch and shit like that. They also don't just like
You don't have to pay. Well, you don't have to pander to them.
if you do pander to them, they'll like,
see
fuck
through it.
you.
Yeah,
They'll see through it in a heartbeat. So if you do you and they like your shit, then they like your shit. But if you pander to them, they'll be like, nope, fuck out of here.
Panda.
Panda. If you panda. I got Juggalos in Atlanta.
I got Juggalos in Montana.
Panda. Juggalos in Nebraska. Panda.
Juggalos in Havana.
In Havana.
Definitely.
Cuban Juggalos.
Cubalos.
I don't think that's how it works.
Trying to make this point here, guys.
No, you're not.
Every realm of hip hop
There's a
is
lane for
represented.
you.
Every realm of hip hop is represented in
Yeah,
battle
what-
rap, but one of the biggest ones, which is the Juggalo battle rapper. How is there not just some grimy ass middle America Juggalo battle rapper who has bars and is just shitting on? There he goes off.
I gave that.
They gotta
one away.
have bars though. They have to have the
No
skill.
coast. I'm looking to you to develop this. No, they definitely it's on y'all. That's a
Someone's they're gonna tell us about it. Let us know in the comments because I know at least a couple of you kids are
Hey,
juggalos.
we had
out
Super
there.
I
Villain
fucking
Almighty.
support it. Hell yeah, they are because I
T-Rex
fucking
is a juggalo.
Let us know. Let us know who it is.
Obviously.
because I got Juggalo fans and I fucking respect the fuck out of them because they show up
T-Rex
to shows
is a juggalo,
early,
but he
buy
can't
merchandise. They're the fucking shit. They stand up front, wave their fucking hands. They don't stand outside. I brought my girlfriend. She's not gonna fuck anybody.
She's down to fuck the whole clique, bro. Wicked Cloud Love. Paint her face.
MCL.
This fucking guy. Psychosis.
What's up, bud?
You got to give Jonai a little bit of fucking credit, right? Like he did come to the fucking.
Of course. And I knew that
especially
going
since
in.
like he came off such a clear defeat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you ask, I don't think he agrees with that.
really. You can't show weakness against a guy like Disaster. You know what I mean? Like you have to be all like super
Yeah.
fucking.
That's a different type of
Kinda
animal
rigged
right there.
against him in certain
Yeah,
ways,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not intentionally, but like, like this shit. It was definitely the odds were
doing,
stacked against him. Hey, what's up, bro? The odds were definitely stacked against him, and he. I would say it was a clear loss, though. Regardless.
Yeah, I feel like it was a clear loss. But
Undebatable.
whereas his battle with you was fucking close. You know
Although
what I mean?
I mean, maybe I'm tripping, but seeing it on the pay-per-view, I heard a lot of boos instantly when it was announced that Jonah was. I don't know if that was.
Oh, people booed in the building hard when they announced that Jonai won.
I
That's
don't
how
know if
close
that
of a battle it was.
Disriling motherfuckers.
It could have
What
been.
was,
It could have
but-
been easy. It could have been half of the building that was fucking booing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was that close of a battle, and it was also that hotly contested of a battle. Like Cheddar Cheese and Carter was like close.
That was
but
dope for what it
it's
was.
way different.
Ours was like a very competitive,
Exactly.
aggressive battle. It was
like
a
fools were
fucking
watching
battle.
a real fucking match,
Yeah.
you know, and people felt invested in their sides. You know what
Yeah,
I
of
mean? They're
course.
like, and it's an East-West thing a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
there was
you know
a
what I mean?
huge style clash, and I knew that was going to be a problem going in because I'm like, fuck, what judges do I, appeal to in this? You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
a.
Now, do you think the Waldo thing had an effect on the judges?
Not really. No, I don't think that would matter because if you're a judge, if like all the judges were battled, with the exception of DJ Trackstar, all the judges were battlers themselves. So I think that they were able to look past that and they're just strictly focused on the bars, delivery, crowd control, just regular shit that they know as battlers. You know what I mean? Like it's different when you're a fan or like when you have an outside perspective to an inside perspective on
Yeah.
what we do. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
completely different animal.
Yeah, for sure. Like fans are watching a completely different battle.
Like
than
we're
people in
like
the
like
ring.
I would watch one of your battles differently than you know what I mean.
Well, expect you have expectations for what you think I can do.
And I know like what it takes like for certain type of writing. and
Oh
shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know
Bars
what I
that are
mean?
less
That's
impressive to fans are more impressive to
And
battlers.
I was just talking to him about this. I was saying because we were coming up. Well, I was shooting him some ideas for my next battle. Who I don't want to announce.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
But
It's a good one.
yeah, and he said something, and it's basically you write it one way, and then you say it back like you're saying the same exact words, right? But pronounce them different, and it's like a totally different fucking.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But from a writer standpoint, that would take you a little bit longer than regular shit, right?
Well,
But
or
you
it's one
wouldn't
of those
get-
things you come up with and you're like, oh
Yeah, but but it wouldn't get as much reaction as like something like a punchline that maybe took you 5 minutes to write.
And it was
You
really
know-
funny, like
know what-
just something
you know what
that's
I mean?
really punchy. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, and but the thing is the level of writing is so complex. You know what I mean? Like, but it would still get slept on by a crowd. It's certain things like that you learn through experience.
And when
Like,
you're fitting that kind of stuff into like really like tightly syllabled fucking 4 and 8 bar things, it's
Yeah, but
people are
that-
losing shit. You know
that,
what I
that
mean?
shit makes me happy though, so I'm gonna keep.
No,
it
it is.
you know
No,
what
I
mean?
don't. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's
Maltese
great.
make me all warm and fuzzy inside.
I do it for me, not you.
I think if you're I mean, this is, I keep saying this about the battles, like the way the bunker is set up, it's for the fans who are watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the most important fan base because it's the biggest one. So when you're doing shit like that, you're really like you're giving gifts to these people. You're giving them an opportunity to rewatch a battle, see something else, hear something else. You know what I mean? Versus like most of like I'm a very on the surface guy. You know what I mean? Like not a lot of like underlining like super deep shit like that where you're like, oh, I missed that bar. You know what I mean? Like I really wrote. So that like, you never missed a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, even when you did it, people wouldn't even recognize it because that's not what they were looking for.
They're
when
looking for the big
battle,
exactly.
You know? Like
there
that's
you
what
go.
they're.
I try to
like
keep
there's the loaded Lux and the murder mook style when it comes down.
There
to
you
like,
fucking go. Yeah, and it's funny because you can break it down to those fucking two.
Yeah,
It's important to like apply to both sides on that because you got to ride that balance of like, okay, do you have YouTube value for, you know what I mean? But at the same time, people would consider me, I would say, an in the building battler. I don't know, but I do have a lot of underlying shit that I put, you know, in my material for like strictly YouTube viewers and shit. I do that
in
on
the same way
purpose.
that Disaster.
You have to.
I think that like
you have to.
outside of like the battlers
to
that are
win
at the
all
events
audiences.
too. Well, at events too, from my experience being in the crowd and going with people who don't generally, because I'll end up with a lot of people that aren't, you know, vetted either battle watchers or battlers, you know, and they pick their fucking people before the battle even starts. They're like, oh, I like him. Oh,
Well,
this
certain
guy.
things like
you know?
if someone has a super annoying voice or like, oh, this.
Yeah.
Guy,
Oh,
I don't like
that
this
kind
guy.
of shit immediately,
So,
or like
yeah.
the way someone's dressed or fucking.
Yeah, I don't
you know
like
what
his
I mean?
shirt.
So if you're
Like,
gonna
this
sit
is-
down and watch a
You don't like
battle
his Waldo
online-
shirt?
Joe
You're
and
like,
I-
that's
Joe
it.
and
I'm
I-
off this guy.
Joe and I lost because of his voice, and I lost because of my outfit. That's
You
basically
go.
how it
It's
went
like
down.
fools are just
So
like,
that at the
they
end of the
left.
day, it's like the fans that are at the event half the time, they're really not even there, or they're not sitting there picking apart the bars unless they're like, you know, us or battlers or people that are just like, you know, really into battle rap.
Right.
So when you get the battlers on the YouTube views, those are the people that really want to spend the time to sit down and watch battles. They actually like are waiting for fucking shit to be released and shit like that.
Yeah, and that's those are the people that are going to get those little hidden little bars.
Yeah,
You know what I
little
mean? Like
gems.
most people are that's going to fly over their fucking heads. And
Well, just like you said earlier, that battle rappers themselves have to constantly elevate to you know.
oh, the fans got to elevate too.
As do the platforms themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
The leagues
Totally.
and creating innovative ways for people to digest the material based in the realm of battle rap.
Would
know
you
what
say like
Totally.
if one progresses faster than the other, then like out of this tripod that you just said, you know what I mean? Like would it fall or be held back because
well,
of that?
I think it kind of all has to move in unison ideally, but that very rarely ever happens, and that's one of the reasons why battle rap is still at that point where although it's a huge subculture, it's
grown organically kind of, so it's like
Very much
its
so.
root base is more, you know, based in the people watching it than anything. There's not like a fucking huge financial, you know, like
Nah.
teeter-totter holding this whole thing together that it's like, oh, if
We were talking about-
if CNBC pulls out or
Yeah, it's
if-
over.
If
Yeah.
ABC decides to
Nah,
pull the show,
yeah,
we're all
yeah.
fucked, you
if
know.
Alki removes his butt plug.
Yeah, it's just we all come dumping out.
Shouts out to Alki David.
Oh shit!
And hashtag butt plug.
Hashtag
West
butt
Coast
plug.
Such a fucking amazing thing to say right now. Oh wow! No, I think that the reason that battle rap is great and is like the freest form of expression in all of the arts, and I tell this to all my comedian friends. Like I'm like, yo, in a battle, like a really popular battle, my homie said he was Hitler. And the whole audience cheered. Like you can't even in comedy,
hella Jews
like
there.
you can't do that shit. And they cheered because they understood like this context and this like world that we created where truly we're unaffected by all this crazy PC police bullshit that's
look at,
going
like,
on
I mean,
everywhere around
Louis
us.
C.K. like said, I've seen in his major comedy specials, he'll drop the N word.
Oh no! And he says, and the whole faggot thing.
And-
He has a
and,
whole
like-
bit about like how what faggot means to him and what he like how he
Yeah.
intends it. And he's definitely like,
and it's somehow not offensive.
it's not
You
offensive
know?
because it's
or I can't speak for everybody. Maybe some people will do find it offensive.
I
it's
think
kinda,
that
it's
he
in a
provides
controlled
context.
environment though. That's why.
that for sure. And battling is this controlled environment where we created where we can say fucking anything truly. Like we could truly
close.
take it. No, I mean like really like on caddy, bro. Anything now. Like anything now. And I think that's what he left us. And that's what I keep like telling everybody. Like no,
I mean,
dude,
Arsenal's been pushing the line too.
Arsenal's been
Daylight,
pushing it hard.
you know what I mean?
Daylight's been pushing hard. Disaster
Diz.
in doing that shit. He said he was like, yo, when I seen what Caddy did to Frack, and I was like, I have to do not slap him, but the whole
he's like, oh, I'm gonna be overtly racist
against a Jew, and take it there because it's like,
especially coming from a Middle Eastern cat.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. That's
perceived as a fucking fundamental Islamic terrorist. You feel me?
So it has
Even
like
though
this
he's not,
extra
you know?
crazy context, this extra layer to it, where like there's no other form of expression where you're gonna get away with that. Like there's no other fucking place. That's what makes battling great.
Yeah,
that's the
you
same
can't,
reason.
You can't be like, I'm holding an art exhibit and I'm going to paint a bunch of burning Jews.
No, no.
Or anything like that. Like, I'm just going to paint, like, well, I mean,
it's for art.
I mean,
they're like, no, that's not funny.
You'd
It's
have to
not
be, you'd have
funny.
to be a photographer, and it'd have to be like a serious
It depends on the
piece.
context. I mean, like
Yeah.
American Horror Story, like had a lot of shit that alluded to the Holocaust, and like it gets portrayed in different Hollywood.
Well,
films.
no, for sure,
yeah,
but
but
that's
that's
like
not-
referencing versus being like, I'm Hitler, and
Right.
it getting applause
That's
because
like,
you're
okay,
saying
so
like,
that's
I'm
like
feeling
painting
it
a
so
bunch.
bad
That's like
right
painting.
now.
That's
You know what I
like,
mean?
then
it's
starts
like painting
rapping in
fucking
German.
Holocaust, Auschwitz, and then also at your own opening dressing like Hitler.
No,
and walking
yeah,
around
exactly.
your opening.
That's like
what,
it's
yeah.
some like real like performance art shit.
You can't do that shit.
in other platforms. You can't do. The reason that battling is so great is because of that. That's also the reason why battling cannot grow.
That's
to
why
the
Red
way
Bull hasn't given us
exactly, bro. That's why no
They're
characters
like,
mind any of this shit
that guy
because
dressed like a Klan member. Guys.
homophobia, misogyny, fucking gang violence. They're super.
I mean,
not marketable
y'all seen
things.
HFK and Sharon on that morning show again.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
No,
Valentine's
it's not even.
Day.
It's like some weird Canadian, like Happy Canadian Friendship Day or some shit like that. No, it was Family Day. It was Family Day in Canada.
Yeah, but you get
It
like
was
3
Family
weeks
Day.
off school out there for that.
Fucking
shit.
Family Day in Canada.
Grade 6, eh?
I love you. We're coming, Canada. Oh man, I'm so
I'm
worried.
married to a Canadian.
and fucking hopefully none of our fans are affected by that crazy fucking
Oh yeah!
wildfire.
Shout
that's
outs
going
to
on out there.
Fort McMurray.
I'm going on tour out there, and I'm like looking at the route, like, yo, fucking. I hope like we're not gonna be
Calgary
fucking.
shows a lot of love, man. Like,
No, it all like it's just like you don't want to be like, hey, we're doing shows in your town that just burned down. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a good look. Like it's and really, if anything, like if there is like a crazy. If it's as bad as they say it is on the news, then we should be like gearing these shows towards like fucking relief.
Why don't you just
as
try
opposed
to
you know
raise
what I mean?
money while you're out there?
No,
for
yeah,
it?
I think that
You know what I mean?
I think that we should definitely fucking look
especially
into doing
with
that
our
shit.
should do a
currency
cage fight.
smashing them so hard right now, we can go up and
Yeah, oh, I'm about to ball out on tour. I forgot
You
about
are,
that
bro.
shit. Oh god,
me?
yo, I'm gonna buy so many shoes.
Yeah,
Shoes.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Because they sell shoes, bro. They're the same shoes, but they're cheaper.
out there with the Montclair goose feather shit. you
Before
feel
we
me?
get into the video question shit, I wanted to talk to you, Psychosis. You're obviously you're not talking about the battle that you're doing next, but you are like a part of a project that's going on right now
Yeah. I need
that's
to
centered
talk about
around
that.
battle rap. Can you talk to us a little bit about
Yeah.
that shit?
We're doing a documentary on battle rap. More, like mainly we're focused on the Fresh Coast guys, and it's turning into something crazy. Originally,
It's
our
called
plan.
Fuck the Ops.
Or we,
Us versus
Not the name.
so
not the name.
we actually, truth be told, we'll write it down then. No, but it's basically about. It's the battlers, like what we actually go through, like to actually prepare a battle for everybody. Because this perspective hasn't really been seen by really any fans at all. Because I know I'm a very private writer. I have to be secluded, and I have to.
And like the
my
way they
phone's
did it
off,
on
you
the
know what I
Total
mean?
Slaughter show was they were like, you have to write in a day, you have to write in like
go
3
outside,
hours and a
you
half
have
an hour,
half
20 minutes.
hour.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no one gets to see like the real months.
So
you put
Is
in.
it like a
and,
documentary style kind of thing?
It is a documentary,
Nice.
and also we're gonna be talking, showing battlers like how it affects their family lives, like what maybe if they have to push things around. or
We've talked about
what
this type
what
of
My
it should
mom
be
got
for.
interviewed and like randomly
Lush's mom
she
is
showed up.
in the documentary.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
So we're and also a lot of things like behind closed doors in battle rap, like behind the scenes, like what does it really take to put an event together? This is also for the staff. You know what I mean? We want to see, what the risk is, what it takes to obviously-
Basically show these motherfuckers that it
It's
ain't
not
about
easy.
dollars.
It's not
because if
easy
it was
either.
about dollars, we would be in another business.
Yeah, it's
Truly, motherfuckers
and
love
that's-
doing this.
Everybody's
ultimately
in
that's ultimately another goal of ours is to bring more attention to what we're really making, or what battlers, because a lot of battlers talk shit and say they made like fucking 40 grand on a fucking battle, and we look at each other like, right, you know what I mean? Like,
there's a few cats that really have,
well,
what I
of
mean?
course,
Like,
of course,
Keyword there.
but a lot of battlers aren't.
I've started like straight up college funds in the hood, bro.
It's just basically we're gonna shed light on the fact that it is a little bit of an underappreciated art. You know what I mean? Because our writing, I think, is a very underappreciated writing in hip hop.
I think that beyond not like taking it outside of just the realm of hip hop, I would say that like outside of things that are like physically strenuous performance arts, like let's say it's like something like ballet or something that you have to like put years and years into. Yeah. You look like it.
Yeah.
You got that ballet form and shit.
Yeah.
Like you'd be holding up swans and shit.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Hold up a swan for me, Psycoses.
What the?
Not to be creepy or anything.
Poking your belly button.
It shows the whole pre-battle ritual. You feel me? Just him.
I'm just saying,
it's
him borrowing the human growth hormone from Avocado.
It's like, this battle's
All right, bro. Just shoot me with
his
the
thigh.
bro.
Yo, okay.
But
Stop. I was making a
it's gonna-
serious point.
We're gonna be obviously. Hey, can I talk about who we're trying to send it to or no?
Oh, see, there's
far as
also there's always stipulations as far as like
I mean,
what we
we're
can talk
shooting
about.
for like Netflix, HBO stuff.
It
like
would be
that.
cool if it was something like an on-demand video. Like you're not basically trying to pitch this to a fucking cable ABC fucking TNT fucking
No.
FX
We're
market.
Production
We're gonna
company.
start
yeah.
off with obviously HBO, Netflix, see how it does. You know what I mean, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
But
I feel
mean,
like in general, this, like I said, this format kind of requires the viewer understand what the fuck they're watching in
Yeah.
the form of
It's-
like. I'm not.
a
I'm
paragraph
not just
long
accidentally
written
I'm not
disclaimer.
just accidentally stumbling into this fucking.
Yeah.
These
It's,
dudes calling each other faggots for 20 minutes. Like
no.
I know what I'm watching.
It's aiming to
Obvious.
give context to the layman.
Yeah.
In a way that will not offend the hardcore contingent as well.
Also,
Yeah.
we're trying to basically like break into the average American home, average Canadian home. You know what I mean? And show
So people are like,
just so
"Oh, this
people
is
see
what
like,
that
okay,
stuff
these are
is."
real people who go through real crazy shit to get shit done for very little pay sometimes. You know what I mean? And just a little bit of exposure and the fans. You know what I mean? If none of us loved this wouldn't even be happening right now.
Just watch the movie The Wrestler
because
with
because
Mickey
let me tell
Rourke.
you, it's not worth it if you don't love it.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
It's one of those things. It's a labor of love,
Yeah.
fueled by the possibility of some internet fame.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
I mean,
It-
what
it
else?
go-
Dude,
it
look
goes-
what people
goes pretty
do
good
on the-
distance.
Yeah, you can do a lot with that these days. I mean,
Look what
it's
people
not
do
like
on
it
the
was.
gram, bro, for fucking hearts, bro,
Right?
for little fucking hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They
yeah.
ain't
Man,
even
you know how
dollars,
much
bro.
pussy battle rap has gotten because Drake's co-signed it. Just
Low
like
key.
I know Drake, fool.
Low key.
Yeah, like that one picture on your profile with Drake and shit from the blackout,
a few
where you were
profile
backstage and
pics.
shit. You're like,
bought
yeah, no, I
every
wasn't
album
talking
of
about
his after
you.
that.
I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah, okay,
player.
we're on the
I
same
owe you
team.
one.
We're on the same
I owe you
team.
one, bro.
No,
I'll be doing that.
I think outside of like physical shit that takes years and years of training, as far as performance arts go, battle rap is the most difficult and demanding. It's more than a play.
It's draining,
more than
man.
being an actor, more than being a comedian.
But you have
which
to
I
be-
know for a
but
fucking
Well, the
fact.
community is a little bit less sensitive.
Well,
You feel
not
me?
only
Maybe
that,
stand-up
You have to
comedy
be
is
all
equal,
those
but-
things to be a battle.
Well, you have to. Okay, so
It's theater.
for comedy, you
Theater,
prepare.
fool. It's theater.
It's theater.
Hashtag theater.
Hashtag thespian.
Hashtag man thespian.
The ballerina. He's like, oh, I dabble in thespianism, ballerinaism,
I will say this:
Theater.
theater.
when you
ballet.
when you do comedy, when you do a play, when you're an actor,
Those
you
are his
get-
warm-ups.
You do.
That's what we're
fucking-
gonna find out. We're gonna watch.
You
the,
do recitals
the
and
documentary.
shit. You practice. You get to fucking run your lines. In a battle, you get one opportunity to perform this like 9 or 10 minute fucking set of material, which is like a crazy.
That you
long-
shared with your homie that low-key wants you to do bad too. So
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Dude, they're like, yeah,
Give it a
do those
spin
bird bars, dude. Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, use that. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
bird
great.
bars.
With your homie that
Say
wants
it
you to
like
do
that.
bad.
Bird bars.
No, but for real, like that whole scenario where you're like, you have one opportunity to get it right the first time, and if you miss a punch, like that could have been the
That's
best
it.
shit you ever
Yeah,
wrote, but
that's
it's
it.
done. It's gone.
Yeah.
You can't revisit it in another battle and shit. You know what I mean? Like, or it's really hard to at least.
Yeah.
It's basically because of that, because you have to create all this material, perform it one time. You're at the Apollo basically every fucking time because the
Mom
fans
spaghetti.
the fans want someone to die. They
Right,
don't want someone.
right.
They want someone has to lose for it to be entertaining. You know
course.
what I mean? And you got another fucking person
Trying to beat you.
trying to beat you
Well,
that
and-
you have no control
It's a
over their
stressful-
material.
it's a
All of
stressful
that
thing.
shit makes it the hardest kind of performance art that you could possibly.
Well,
Yeah.
especially just the fact that if you really fucking bomb, there's a chance that you may not get a chance back on that stage.
All
you know?
day,
Like, that
and
you-
like fools will never want to see you again, depending on how bad you bomb cannabis.
I mean, Mike could have it.
We don't want to say any names or point anybody
no,
out.
yeah, nobody in particular.
Not
course.
cannabis.
Not
Definitely
Cannabis
not
low-key
cannabis.
is at the point where damn near I think fools would like to see him return because it's been so long since it's been
They forgot.
4 years
It's
since
like
the debacle.
it's like abuse.
I
They
would
like
like to- I would
they
not
like
be mad
tucked
at
those
Cannabis
bad
battling.
memories away.
What if he comes back and he's like, it's his verse from the
He
Beast?
was the best ever.
It's his verse from the Beast from the Easy remix.
There will
you
be
feel me?
40
He's like-
pages of rhymes in
He's
that
like-
motherfucker.
There will
next
be 80
time.
pages.
There will
Like-
be 80 pages of rhymes in that motherfucker
And
for
he's-
sure.
and he's like,
He'll get two.
remembering
He'll come
stuff.
with 2 binders. He'll have an iPad this time. He'll be like, I
He'll
have so many
Super Nat
files.
and Juice
Hey,
behind
at least
him.
he ain't molesting kids like fucking KRS
already.
Why said
Already.
KRS? It wasn't even KRS.
Already.
KRS held him down for
Bambaataa.
Bambaataa or what?
That's gonna be the
This
next.
fool's just putting KRS out like
That's
that.
gonna be on like Massacre 3. It'll be Lush 1 versus KRS 1.
Oh, he called me a
man.
child molester.
Nah, man. Nah, man. He
The teacher.
he got a publicist to right his wrongs with this little ass pipe and shit.
Oh, we haven't even touched that
that
Africa
Warriors
Bambaataa
pipe.
shit on the show. That's
No pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even touch that African Bambaataa shit.
So I can't even say it. Fuck. I was gonna talk
is
about the
that
battle.
good? Is that good? Don't
Can't.
fucking blow your shit. You
No,
know what?
no, I'm good.
All right, we're done. We need to go to
All right.
video questions. Let's go to video questions. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo, man, it happened apparently.
What the fuck?
He's talking about Bambaataa. Don't do it, man. Don't do it, man.
Oh,
Is this the one we're gonna start with?
I guess it's the
hey,
first one you fucking put in
Okay,
the
cool.
thing.
Or you could have went the other direction.
I just do.
Okay,
I just
look.
work from the front to the end.
Logan sent this because he was upset about all the things we said.
Oh, I think that I saw this one.
Okay, let's play it.
Oh, Logan. What's wrong, bro?
Can you turn the volume up on the computer?
Yeah, it's not necessary. We don't need that. Come on, man.
It's just me and the Irish Rasta. I look hella concerned. At 40.
This is way too Canadian.
Oh, it's our favorite.
You got that Dexter swag.
It's our favorite fucking guy. Look at Rory in the camera. He got a picture of Rory on the show.
That's kind of creepy.
There it is.
How'd he get that?
We deny that even happening. Oh, he's caustic and cocaine. Caustic and cocaine. Caustic and cocaine. It's all
All right,
love.
hey.
Okay. Thanks, Logan.
Thanks, Logan. We forgive you,
I guess.
sorta.
What's next?
So we just had to watch that. Why did that even make it on the show?
Yo, this guy looks crazy. Caustic beanie. Let's see it. I never even seen that caustic beanie. Did you make that yourself?
Yo, Dirtbag Dance Show. What's up? This is Dylan from Dark City, North Carolina. Got a couple questions for you, not really battle rap related. First one's for Caustic.
Not
I don't know
here.
How you feel about this toboggan that I bought from some weird ass metal band by the same name that
Oh,
I
okay,
thought
cool.
was your merch? So I was
Call it
wondering
a
if you ever
toboggan,
heard about
too.
this band. How you feel about them, and how you feel about the fact that they made $15 because I thought they were you.
He
And,
thought the band
other
was
question
one person.
Is stand-up related. It's for Caustic and Dirtbag. I've recently decided
I
that
can
I'm
feel
gonna try it for the first time. There's this punk rock club in town that's doing open mic stand-up sets. Once I get a few more jokes hammered out, I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna try it for the first time.
Thanks a lot,
I
Post
was wondering if you
Malone.
guys had any advice for a first timer. What was your first time on stage like for a stand-up set? Do you have any advice to make it go a little more smoothly? And you know, any advice you guys could give me, I definitely appreciate.
Nah, bro,
So
chill.
you guys just keep doing what you do. Rest in peace, Caddy 3.0. Caustic, hope you get that title shot, brother.
I'm saucing
On you, yo, that's dope because I thought you made that beanie and I was gonna be like, what a creep. But since you purchased that from a metal band that
You apparently
you
thought
thought were
was
caustic.
caustic.
That's even better. I like it and I'm into it and I appreciate it and I like it. What? You already fucking walked across camera. Just do it again, motherfucker. Just keep going. Just keep fucking going, bro. You're that cool.
So extra.
What advice do you have for him doing stand up?
Doing stand up. That question I could definitely field. I would say
Tell jokes.
I think he's already ready
Yeah,
for
thanks.
it the way
That's
he looks.
super helpful, Dirt.
you didn't even give me a chance. I would say this. I would say this. Don't approach it like you have to be relaxed. You have to be like the same kind of funny you are when your friends say you're funny, but you have to find a way to do that in a like professional and formatted way. You can't just go on stage and like wing it because your friends think you're funny. And you can't go on stage and be like, this is joke A, this is joke B, this is joke C. You have to find this balance between like where you're at volume wise and like body language wise when you're funny with your friends, but in a way that's direct. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice for anybody doing stand-up comedy. And I haven't been doing it forever, so fucking who knows?
Don't write your routine like you have the jokes. It's probably just like with battling. Don't write it like you're already expecting reactions. Like
that's very good.
Don't build in your pauses.
That's very good.
After your jokes.
Don't expect
Yeah.
anybody to
Very hard to
laugh
do.
at anything. Be
Don't
happy when they
expect
do.
that everyone to laugh after every joke.
Yeah.
And then just
Bring
like,
hell
stand.
of your friends.
Bong.
That's a really good advice.
Butts in seats. Okay, cool.
Bring
All right.
women.
Moving
Evenly
right along.
dispersed throughout.
Yeah, bring women. Listen to Psycoses.
Bring
your
women.
women friends.
Yeah.
It works.
Totally.
If you suck,
I know
they'll
you
put
got him,
on.
Post Malone. You feel me?
If girls laugh, dudes will laugh just to try to get laid.
Exactly.
What's going on, Dirtbag Dan Show?
What up?
Hello.
Got a question for you today out of Brisbane, Australia. Been a big fan of the show for years, and you guys, put a smile on my face. Some of the shit you say is fucking pretty hilarious.
He's
Anyway,
so
I wanted
high,
to
bro.
ask a question. It was, what's your favourite style of performance in 2-on-2? There's, plenty of ways guys have been doing it nowadays. You got the back and forth.
I don't like this
Yeah,
question
upper
at
lip
all.
makes
half
me
round
laugh.
each. Or sometimes
The
guys
reach
are just
around.
taking a whole round and someone's getting
Reverse
2 rounds out of
cowboy.
it and it's one for the battle. So what's your favourite style of performance in 2-on-2? Anyway, dudes, thanks for doing the show. Peace out.
I didn't even hear his fucking question.
No, honestly,
I did. I heard his question, and Skylar was just being an asshole.
I got a good answer for this. Honestly, like as funny as it is to make fun of that question, and like it is a pretty fucking goofy.
Shouts
question.
out to Brisbane.
Yeah.
Brizzy.
Shout
I'm
out.
actually in a fucking gang in Australia, bro.
Shouts out to all my
centralized.
cunts, all my Brizzy cunts.
Shout out to Gorillas and Cahoots, you feel me?
Okay.
And R.I.P. the homie Mandel, you feel me? From that hood. So
He's got fallen homies in Brizzy.
Yeah, like
Fuck,
real talk,
it is
bro.
so real.
Those fools are waking up right
It's
now.
so
like,
real. And
yeah, exactly.
shouts out to
That
you
well.
being super high because you're so high when you were asking that question right
But
there.
I will say this.
Have an answer for this 2-on-2.
Now I think when people get too theatrical and it feels contrived and everything looks like a fucking like routine of people emulating the fat boys on a
theater.
subway, you feel me? Like with the fucking hat out and like getting changed afterwards. Like it's like, well, we're fresh and we're ready to go. Like, like with your fucking Adidas shell toes on. Like when it gets too
Your gold rope
theatrical,
chain.
is when
Yeah.
it loses me personally. It has to like feel natural and
when Psychosis lifts a swan.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Too
Like,
much?
What is this? Synchronized swimming? Like
Yeah,
it's
theater,
I really
bro.
want to
It's
see
theater.
like people just like people's attributes shine through. That's why I think certain teams work well together. Is when like you just allow them to be them with that whole gun bars versus or gun titles versus fucking NWX battle. Like I think gun titles shine so much because they were just being themselves and they weren't trying super hard to like. Be kid and play out here with the fucking synchronized routines.
You're right. Okay. I would say, natural approach. I think me and Caustic had a good one. We did like the one we did. We were good enough, and we held up with one of the best teams in the fucking world. And I think that our approach was very natural. We even wrote to make it appear as though it was a conversation, or that we were not in agreement at points. You know what I mean? Like we wrote in arguments, because that's natural.
Because that's theater.
Because it's a fucking shade war on the Dirtbag Dan show,
Shade.
and you got to be ready at all times.
Ready to toss
just
that shit.
throw that shit out.
Ready, it's like Yahtzee.
Well, you know what I'm saying when fools get super theatrical and it's like, you feel me, unorthodox phrases, event name, you feel me? Like,
Dom Fisher got a question,
Shouts
y'all.
my folks, so.
My favorite custodian.
What up, Dirtbag Dan Show? It's your friendly neighborhood custodian, Don Fisher.
Yo.
Just got off work, waiting for my ride. Thought I'd do a quick little video question. First off, I want to say it's Cadillac Ron's birthday, so happy birthday, Cadillac Ron. My question today is just random.
Spit it out.
Who are some? I've been trying to ask this question for a while, but whatever. Who are some of you and Caustic's, Dan and Caustic's biggest influence in stand-up comedy, and why? Just want to know. I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and I've also dabbled in it myself. So just let me know. All right, peace.
Suffering Thuckatack.
Stand-up influences. Are there any stand-up comedians, Lush, that you're really fond of? We'll go around the table.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a stack, fool. Like black comedians are the funniest to me, like by far. Like,
I'll say this: not only do I tend to be more of a fan of black comics, but my one experience playing at a black comedy club in South Sacramento was like my favorite comedy experience ever. The audience was so live.
That dude Corey Holcomb is funny as shit.
Oh, there's so
bro.
many.
Like,
There's so many good
dumbass
comedians,
funny.
especially like when you're talking about like on the not on TV spectrum, like
Right,
just
right.
like cats that you see that like on like the showcases that Mr. Fab puts together. There's
Exactly.
one dude named Insane Wayne
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like Stockton or whatever, and I've seen this guy on like a real stage. I've seen this guy at a bar, and he fucking everywhere, like in a bar where like you never get everyone's attention. This motherfucker destroyed it. You know what I mean? Like
comedy is the quickest way to really like make a direct connection with another human being. Like
that's the only job in the world that you get paid for just talking. Like you don't have to say anything specifically. You don't have to like in a battle. You have to rap. You can't just go in there and talk. They'll fucking boo you out of there. As a teacher, you have to say specific shit. You know, as a public speaker, you have to teach something. But as a comedian, you could really go up on stage and fucking talk about your dick for 15
100.
minutes, and fools will be like satisfied
That
with
was
the product. You know what I mean?
hilarious.
But comics. Let's go. Let's run down the table. Skylar, any comics that you're specifically fond of?
Not any that I can. I mean, a lot of comics. There's so many, but not any like particularly that jump out on me to worth mentioning more than any of the rest. I don't know. I mean, like the old fucking just even old Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor shit back in the day.
It's hard to beat that shit.
funny.
It's hard to beat that shit.
It's fucking impossible almost.
Dave Chappelle been doing marathon sets, just popping up in random venues
Yeah,
in the
I
Bay.
heard about
right?
that.
Like he popped up at a Jay Electronica show and literally refused to leave the stage. And he was like, did a 2-hour set in the middle of Jay Elec's set.
Dope.
That's so
I
sick.
would have just stopped rapping my damn
Yeah.
self.
Yeah, I would have been like,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead,
watch
Dave
this.
Chappelle.
Yeah,
Front row.
That's when we stop. Yo, Dave Chappelle's the best. He's such a great.
Yeah,
he's
he's
such
fucking
a
awesome.
great person. Like when you like people like get on him about like doing like superhuman shit. You know what I mean? Like reacting to like fame in a way that I totally see myself reacting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or just like not letting it turn him into something he wasn't. Like I watched this thing where
He
that
never had
chick
to put on no
Linnell,
skirt.
yeah, the chick Linnell's talking about like them wanting him to wear a dress, and he's like, "No, fuck that. I'm not wearing a dress. Like, why don't somebody else put on a dress? Why do I got to put on a dress?" And like that, like was like a big part of him not doing the Chappelle show anymore because like they're trying, you know, like at some point you have to like be like, I don't care how much money you're giving me. Like, I'm not doing that shit.
If I'm
like,
fucked
I'm doing
up
me.
and I'm not right in the head because of it, then it's not going to be worth it. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's like their money is only in fame or only one or two items. They're not life. You know,
Yeah,
like, you only
yeah,
get one
man.
fucking life.
Especially once you reach a certain level of wealth, as to where like you gotta fuck up pretty bad to not be wealthy forever after that. You
Like
know what I
people
mean?
would say that, like people think that's crazy, and I to me that's such a like a real human reaction to that situation or that
Oh, yeah.
like level of
absolutely.
intense like boost of fame where you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, now it's like $400 million
Especially
contract
with
for
the
a
more
show.
than subtle racial implications.
Oh
that
yeah,
go
and all
into
that
all
shit,
this
like,
stuff.
and that's like a whole extra layer that I could not
that
understand.
whole
You know what I mean? So
emasculation, you feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like fools ain't really.
And they spread rumors about him right immediately after.
Immediately, that
like,
he's
he's a
crazy.
crackhead
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. Like it was immediately.
They tried to Cat Williams him.
Yeah, and
His
he-
his buddy too, the guy he did that show with, his stand up's really good actually too.
Word.
Yeah,
I think
Neil
to be
Brennan.
fair,
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, I'm more like some of the nerdier shit too. Like I don't know if you guys heard
alternative
about
comedy
what
type
happened
shit.
with Patton Oswalt's wife. You heard about that? It's fucking his wife
Zephyr
passed
Merck,
away.
His wife, or,
So
no, that's
fucking-
terrible.
RIP, that's real
you know,
sad.
rest in peace.
Oh, that's terrible, man.
Just recently, I think, just like
Yeah,
last
like
week.
how,
or
like
something
car
like that.
accident or something
in
like
her
that?
sleep or something.
Oh fuck! Like the man, that's terrible. He's a
So-
real.
Yeah,
He's someone
bro.
who I'm a fan of.
He's
for
a
sure.
huge,
funny, for sure.
Eddie, I think Eddie Jostling, I want to say, or Eddie Gosling, I think, something like that.
Fuck, I
That
know.
fool's
I
funny.
feel like I know what you're talking about. I used to slap the
Hannibal
Pandora.
Buress is fucking.
You know what's
hilarious.
funny is when I started.
Louis C.K. funny as fuck.
Louis
He
C.K.
definitely
is
up
great.
there.
C.K.
Louis C.K. is so good that when you say Louis C.K., you seem cliche.
cliche.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's like
mean?
too
Like,
easy.
Louis, you're cliche like saying Louis C.K.
I will say beyond a shadow of a doubt that my favorite comedian, the one that's had the most effect on me and inspired me the most, is Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks,
Since I was 13 years old and like hearing him talk on the Tool albums and shit, you know what I mean? And being like, what is this? Who is this guy? And then like looking up the comedy. I remember our buddy Brian Cox had a
Yeah,
tape,
yeah.
and we used to watch this
Yep.
tape, and he talked about like they never tell you the positive acid story. They always tell you
Yeah.
about the guy who jumps off the building. They never tell you about like the guy who realized that we are all one vibration and fucking everyone should love each other and all that shit. It's so like that shit spoke to me so on such like a it spoke to fucking exactly what I was feeling and going through at that time as a kid. And then like being older and revisiting that same material, it still has so much weight. And to do shit in the 80s and watch it in 2016 and be like, dude, because like I think George Carlin's great, but his material is mad dated. Like I watch his shit and I'm like, it's like
George
yeah.
Carlin was one of
Although
those
some of it was
comedians
ahead
too.
of its time.
Oh no,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
at
he
a
also
point-
passed away a while ago.
He put out
Yeah.
so many albums.
So don't be a dick, guys.
Yeah, he put out so many albums though too. Like his stand-up was just like one part of what he did.
Yeah, yeah,
George
yeah.
And also
Carlin had
Richard
so
Pryor.
many.
I liked him
Richard
as a
Pryor was at his
personality
peak
in
in the
movies and
fucking
shit, too.
70s and 80s, and that fool's shit has aged incredibly well. And it's
No,
still
for
out,
sure,
yeah.
for sure. Like there's
In
certain
contrast.
comedians like that. Like, and I think Bill Hicks is the one that sticks out to me the most. They have like this ability to like transcend the be able to speak
Like
to
Pauly
people.
Shore ain't funny no more.
I would.
No, yeah. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
not be topical and
Yeah.
not be like
Buddy.
like in
They're not
a-
Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not topical in content, you could be topical in context, in like how you dress and who
And
you are and
creams.
how you act. You know what I mean?
And I would
Like-
say stand-up comedies in a very high point is at a big resurgence, kind of like the way hip-hop in the 90s was super popping, and nowadays you got a lot of like artists like Kendrick and Drake, etc., who are really pushing the line creatively, Future, whoop-de-whoop. Like
people
so,
are doing
like,
that with comedy too. People
yeah,
are taking
I think
it to
comedy
the next
is
level.
like hot again too. The way
I would
it
say
was.
It's
at
all
least-
because of the internet. It's all because of Instagram. It's all because of YouTube. It's all because of people being able to share short little clips. It's the
Yeah.
same things that makes comedy hard, because you can't tell jokes and put them on the internet and then tell them every night. Like once you tell put those jokes on the internet, you kind of have to put them to bed. You know?
If I was to say the comedian that I like that really probably had the most impact for me with comedians
What's
is
Crazy Looks.
Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, Mitch Hedberg's great.
So his shit's fucking.
What about you,
Steven Wright?
My two, I would say there's two because Dave Chappelle was my favorite comedian of
He's
all time.
so fucking funny,
Yeah,
and his
he's
material
fucking-
is so
it's
good,
so good.
and it's like it's unique to his experience, but speaks to everybody. Like you can laugh at that whether you're like, my mom thinks it's funny, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it runs the spectrum.
And the other one was
KJ has some nice titties.
I didn't have sex with Katie. Lysol had sex with Katie. Nah, man, you had sex with Katie too, man. Correction, I had sex with Katie.
KJ has some nice titties.
And the other one was, I swear to God, I was 13 when that show was happening, or like 12 or something. I didn't realize how epic that fucking show was till I got older and looked back. I was like,
oh yeah,
fuck, man, I was born in the wrong fucking time.
No, it was great.
I wish I could have gone to those.
It was,
you know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah, it would have been great to go see one of those live. The music performances were always crazy.
Yeah.
Kanye.
Yo, Kanye in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's the one. Drug dealing just to get. No, what song did they play?
He did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
food.
He did
Oh.
it was a joint with Common. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
And
like John Mayer.
the other one I would say is George Carlin, actually.
Okay, George Carlin. He's got so
he's
much, such a big
genius.
body of work.
It's his. No, but I'm saying he's genius. Like with his, first of all, he uses a very extensive vocabulary, and a lot of people are like, it was intriguing to me for that alone first, like right off the bat. But then the points
He was also like the first guy to be like fuck and shit and that shit too, right?
And the points that he would make in his, in his act is it's almost like a political, I mean, I don't know. It's very intelligent the way he approaches life, in everything that he approaches.
He has
in
a
life.
very interesting
It's not
perspective,
Not only
sure.
is it hilarious, but it's like,
Poignant.
fuck, dude, that's a great point. You know what I mean?
Very poignant.
And so, I mean, I would say Dave Chappelle and George Carlin for that. And my boy showed me George Carlin like probably a few years back, and I've been looking him up ever since.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah,
everything.
he's like one of the like
Remember his
staples, and
sitcom?
I feel
Remember
like
his
so much of
sitcom?
his shit
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it had
Yeah.
so much of a political point. It would be like these like just anti-Nixon shit, and I'm like, wow, I just can't. I'm
Well,
so
for
far
me,
removed from
my
this
issue
as
is-
a human being.
My only
But I
issue
guess
with
it
listening
really
to George
speaks to the
Carlin
same
was
shit.
is like I think that he put out so much material that like some of his later like comedy CDs and comedy tapes and stuff, they were just really redundant. And it was just a lot of this like, why do we do this?
It's
when
like
we should do this.
It's like
And
why
do
people
we do that? When
It's like
we
why
should do
people
this?
don't like Disaster. It's like, yo, he's the fucking best, but he's like, yeah.
But
well,
if you
he
watch
was better back then, what I
George,
mean?
like
I
all
was
of
like,
George
fuck
Carlin's
you.
like actual stand up though, like his actual like routines and his specials and stuff are fucking amazing. Like
Yeah.
he kills it.
I think
And
his
he's like
like
the
he
Noam
controls
Chomsky.
he controls the crowd
his
like so
performance,
good.
his characters in movies, like he was a guy. He
Yeah.
was a guy who was so iconic that he could basically play himself. Like in Dogma, he plays the preacher, and he's just the George Carlin preacher. He's not like he's not like some preacher.
Yeah.
He was such an iconic dude that he could like be himself in fucking movies.
Totally.
Next fucking question: Irish Rasta's dreads are banging, bro. His dreads are banging.
Yo, DVD show, it's your boy, the Irish
It's like a
Rasta.
Jamaican Cali Smooth.
Sorry I missed you the last few weeks, guys. Fucking been busy at work. But yeah, just want to ask you a quick question, guys. Well, maybe not so quick, but talking about how you guys shouldn't rely on battle rap to be your mainstay. Well, what do you think, or do you think that battle rap's going to be around forever? And if it's not going to be around forever, or I mean, if it is going to be around forever, do you think it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and to a point where it just stays huge, or do you think it's going to keep growing and flexing, growing as they sort of see that it's not really something that's made to be mainstream? But yeah, what's your opinion on that, guys? Shouts out for doing the show as always.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys got a Caddy Ron t-shirts back in. I'd love to get one from you, my friend. But yeah, shouts out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.
Why is everyone always high when they send
So
videos in?
high.
Every single fucking.
I don't know why they would be high when they send questions
why would
to
you
us.
guys viewers be high all this? I should have came here in a Dare shirt. That would have been epic.
Yeah, for real. Dare to do all the drugs we have.
If you guys have me back a second time, I'll do that for sure.
Well, there we go.
Just
We
remind-
all gotta wear them.
Just
Then.
remind me. That would be sick.
Was that the last question?
That was it.
Okay, great.
question.
It is a good question, and it really touches on what we were talking about both this week and last week. Last week, KG made a really good point that battle rap is not that serious, and that when people rely on this as a fucking
Means of income.
source
Day
of
job.
like your sole source of income, that it's crazy because it's such a day like. I mean,
It's not possible.
You might as well gamble for a living. You know what I mean? Like
You can't.
because
It's not. It's physically.
there's more
and
opportunities to gamble.
I think there's probably maybe a handful of people that could actually make a like.
There's only
a
ever been.
year. A year's worth of
There's
a salary.
only ever been, and like,
then even that salary, it's not like they're fucking just breaking fucking records.
they're
with how
making
much
what a
money they're
fucking
making.
manager makes at fucking Target and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it's-
if you
yeah.
manage a Target, you could make $80,000 to you know what I mean, $60K and shit. Like that's mostly like a battler works his ass off to make $60K in a year.
I'm interested to hear
You know
what
what
you
I'm
have to
saying?
say about this.
Honestly, what I think, is that battle rap is something that will exist for eternity. Like literally, I'm talking zombie apocalypse.
No, it's so easy to do. All it
requires
needs, as long as there's cell phones to people, we have a battle league. Like we can make it like it is a battle league. You know,
if you're looking at it from a narrow perspective, you might not be able to see this. But if you look outside the confines of even hip hop culture and just storytelling and the oral tradition and things that are just repeated by tongues and interpreted by ears. I think that's really that's always going to be there.
Talking to the mic a little more.
That's always going to be there forever.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that's a reason why battle rap will exist. It's just what type of capacity is it something that people should ever rely on and for a means of survival or cashing out? As of now, absolutely not. And I would say in the future, who's to say? Hopefully, and we've been saying that same thing for over half a decade, going on a full decade now already. So it still hasn't reached that point. There's no signs of it really reaching that point, honestly, although there are glimpses of hope. Overall, motherfuckers is still struggling and doing what they got to do to survive beyond battle rap in order to just keep the hobby lit.
Yeah, totally.
I would say the battle rappers that are successful in making a career out of battle rap don't make a career out of battle rap per se. They make a career out of being Arsenal. They make a career out of being Big T. You make a career out of being, like Dirtbag Dan.
Yeah, but
you have other things that you do.
But is that a career?
Comedy,
I mean, how long can you really even do that?
How long can I do this for? I don't know, Skylar. It's a really deep question.
As a battle
rapper,
rapper,
to answer
I'm
it right
saying.
now.
Well, I would say honestly,
it's scary. I don't know. It's scary, and I think about it every night.
But that's like
successfully used it as a launch pad already.
You're taking other outlets though, like that's
well,
the
that's
thing.
what I'm saying.
I'm
The
saying
only
just
way you
as a
could do it
battle
is-
rapper,
as we all have,
just a battle rapper.
No, absolutely not. It's just it's
very
gotta
short
be
shelf life.
as an entertainer. Battle rap is such a valuable thing to do because it teaches you to do so many other different art forms. You could be a musician,
Ballet.
you could be a comedian, you could be a public speaker, you could be a promoter. You could be you could pick up swans like your boy Psychosis. But
you could do it definitely
swan plucker.
And more than anything, like now, if you could prove value on the internet through followers on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, which you could grow through battle rap almost faster than any other form of hip hop. You know what I mean?
It's up to every battler to market themselves
Totally.
properly.
We got fools getting movie roles now.
Well, even just having a YouTube page where you're putting out content that people want to come see outside of the battles you watch, that's in bringing you revenue, rather than just like relying entirely on when a league drops a battle. You could be doing everything else.
We've been saying to these fools for years.
Exactly.
Have t-shirts you sell, do appearances at fucking clubs,
do fucking battle reviews,
do battle reviews on your YouTube channel that you're monetizing. You just got to have multiple avenues of fucking shit that you're making money.
You're gonna be a boring human being, and no one's gonna want to see your content if it's all just about battle.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have your personality.
Very narrow
battle rap
viewed.
culture that's even unique as a launch pad. So,
And in this documentary, we've been talking to people about what it would take to get battle rap to progress to that point, and a few really good ideas came to the table. We had someone said battle rap should have like a union, which I thought was a pretty good.
I think that if they regulated what people were paid. And in that way they built a sustainable business model that made.
But they can't, because there'll always be those leagues that jump up out of nowhere and
there's
just drop
no
cash.
way to stop that.
But also, and someone mentioned infrastructure, having an infrastructure set up to this. Like someone is going to have to put in some serious work to do it.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, either that work or that money, it comes back to you can't market it to anybody outside of Netflix, Hulu, pay-per-view.
And even then, that's dangerous. It's still they still need to be very controlled and PC about their content.
And then at one point, do you lose the core audience of youthful people that are looking for that?
We got to
shit?
find the balance.
That is the fucking issue.
It's like this: battle rap's only as popping as the battle rappers that are in it, and it's only as cool as a cool factor that it possesses at that moment.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, if a bunch of lame motherfuckers are doing the same shit, and that's when the floodgates are opening with the opportunity,
It's going to be all bad.
It's going to be all bad.
But if it's the right motherfuckers that are getting shine when the shine comes, then it'll be positive. If a new Eminem comes out of the world of battle rap, then battle rap will have a light shined on it. And for me, I feel like battle rap the trajectory of battle rap is going to be a lot like skateboarding, which is another thing that I think once it was created could not be destroyed or could not be ever taken away. Like people are going to do it as long as they can find round wheels to put on a deck. Like
the only difference is there's things that you can sell to a 12-year-old kid that creates in that infrastructure that he's talking about with skateboarding that battle rap doesn't have. So there needs to be something
but little
more.
Kids are always finna talk shit to each other,
and they're getting closer.
But they're going to do it in the playground rather than they're not going to go to always be the.
All they got to know that they won't pay money for it, but they might pay for pay-per-views. And if they can't pay for pay-per-views themselves, they might get their mom to order them a big fucking T-shirt off of fucking King of the Dot website for Christmas because that's the rapper that they watch on YouTube.
I think that a good direction maybe just off the top right now is maybe battle rap needs to start looking towards mobile app type platform stuff that could actually kind of help raise the brand.
I think those are already in the making.
Yeah, they really those that should be kind of they should push. Well, they should push that kind of like the league should be pushing battles and stuff through their mobile apps. Maybe that could generate a new form of revenue.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
It's a good idea though.
Who knows?
I feel like
different ways.
I feel like in general, like what I mean by the skateboarding analogy is in the 80s, skateboarding got really big, and it was like they made all these crazy movies like Gleaming the Cube and all, and then it was like they built a vert ramp at Raging Waters and shit. But then like 3 years later, it stopped being popular. They tore down that vert ramp. They closed the skate park on 10th Street, and you couldn't even skate on the street legally. And then from when I started skating in like 91 to until X Games happened in like 97, 98.
It was past that, dude. It was even past that.
Yeah, it was later. Basically, there was a huge gap where it was skateboarding was not cool to do, but people still did it because there was like this subculture in it. Yeah. I think battling will be like that. 100%. I think we're on like the
just like it's always been popping in New York. Battle rap's always been popping in New York, no matter what. Just like skateboarding's always been popping in West LA.
Yeah. I feel like
popping in Venice and
always been popping in San Jose.
There are going to be things that make this shit boom. There are going to be events like the cannabis battle, like the Total Slaughter event, like the Joe Budden thing, like fucking Cassidy's battle, like that, like certain things that spike the interest and just turn the dial on the number of views that battle rap gets. When Disaster punches fucking Math Hoffa in the face, it's just it shines a light on the shit, negative really or positive. You know what I mean?
Like as much as those moments get vilified and like torn down, like cannabis bringing out that notebook paper, that's what got the biggest.
Yeah, it's what's going to get it. Publicity's publicity, good or bad. You're definitely getting people to notice.
You got to mention Lux. Lux versus Calico. And
yeah, all that shit. But I mean, just ebbs and flows and like and we're talking. There's a lot of talks about movies lately. When that shit manifests itself, if it manifests itself, it's going to have it's going to have an effect on the scene as a whole. Is it going to fucking make things get bigger for a little bit? Possibly, most likely. But I don't see that as sustainable. But much like Lush said, this whole like, it's so easy to fucking just two dudes talking shit. You got a camera, we got a battle league. Throw that shit on YouTube. And it's not like the quality of these cameras or their accessibility to the internet is going to get worse. It's going to get better and better and better.
Emphasized as important as it is, and shouts to Avocado and Twiz.
And the internet is never closed. It's open 24/7.
It don't have to be the best quality. It just got to have that content.
Hey man, whoever was, we don't know who the fuck filmed Reed Dollars versus so and so in that fucking in that one barbershop in Philly.
It's got to be next level content.
Yeah, totally.
It's got to be next level content.
The content and the bars, that's what matters more than anything, more than who's hosting it, more than who's shooting it.
It's not about a matter of money.
It's just the fucking bars, it's the moment, it's the cool factor, it's the trillness, and that's what gets conveyed,
That rawness is what started this whole shit.
Dirtbag Dan Show, episode 85. Hit that fucking button. Let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Psychosis, for coming through. Thank you, Lush, for coming through.
Battle Rap Honey Badger.
Man. Yeah, we out here.